Hey guys, it's Katya. As we know, everyone's curly hair is different. So what works with my curly hair might not work with yours. So my hair hasn't been washed in maybe like 3 days. And as you can see, it's getting a little gross. It's not looking its best. It needs some help. So I'm gonna show you guys how I get this looking cuter. It's not cute right now. So the products I use are right here. What I like for my hair are products that don't feel heavy and products that don't make my skin feel greasy. So I am very picky about what I let on my hair, but I finally found some products that work for me. So I use this shampoo, the coconut curl shampoo. I use the same conditioner. It's in a bigger bottle. I bought a bigger bottle because I use a lot more conditioner than I do shampoo. I think that is just a common thing for people with curly hair because this is naturally dry. It just is. My hair will drink up any kind of moisture I put in it. It's insane. And yet it will always look dry. So it needs a little help. So I use this. It's sulfate free. Smells great, so I use it. The next thing I use on my hair is this Cantu Care for Kids. I use this because I do not like greasy feeling on my hair. When I was growing up, my mom would always be like, put oil in your hair, but oil used to make my skin feel gross and I didn't do it. That's why growing up my hair was always dry. So I figured out that creams work better for my hair. So I use Cantu for Kids, and when I cannot find it, because sometimes it's just not at the store that I'm at, I will get Multicultural Curls. This doesn't smell as good as the Cantu for Kids, but it works just as well. I just like the Cantu for Kids better because it smells better. And if I'm feeling really extra and I want everything that I'm putting on my hair to hold and I'm freaking out about it, I will use Garnier Fructis Curl Sculpt. It just holds my hair a little better. I don't always need it. I don't really like gel on my hair because it makes my curls feel crunchy. And I know this one says it doesn't make hair feel crunchy, but it doesn't exactly make hair feel soft, you know? So I don't use it that often. I also use, my hair's a mess. I also use a normal brush. I don't like the soft bristly brushes because it will separate the curls and make them poof. I only brush my hair when it's wet. That's something I learned also, because if you brush your hair after it's done drying, your curls will separate and they will get poofy. Just a fact of life. You just gotta brush it when it's wet. So now I'm gonna show you how I use all these products. What are you doing here? Just kidding, welcome to my shower. So the first thing I do is I wet my hair all the way through. I tend to use warmer water because it makes the product go in easier. The second thing I do is I brush my hair all the way through. I usually brush it from the bottom to prevent breakage. It's usually easier to brush from the bottom anyway, so that's an upside. I usually brush until all the kinks are out, so it usually doesn't take too long, but you know, it happens. And now we're good. Next I use a little bit of shampoo. It's usually about the size of a quarter or like a little dollop. I use that much because when I was younger, I used a whole lot of shampoo when I washed my hair, but I noticed over time it dried out my hair. So now I just apply it to the scalp, that way it doesn't dry out my ends, and I use a moderated amount. I think the rinsing out part is a little self-explanatory though. Now it's time to condition. I usually use a little bit more. There we go. I use a lot of conditioner because my hair drinks up moisture. It is insane. Yet my hair always looks dry. So I always have to put a lot of conditioner. It's kind of crazy. I usually focus a lot of attention on the front sides of my hair because that tends to be where my hair is the driest. Now, while I'm waiting for my hair to absorb the nutrients, I usually just put my hair up. So I take one of the clips and I put my hair up. That way it's out of the way while I shower. Washing my hair is usually one of the first things I do. And now we're done. Okay, so now that it's washed, usually I separate my hair into two parts. That way I can divide and conquer, because my hair still needs to be brushed and tamed. It doesn't want to be tamed. So I take the brush again and brush it through. There comes a point when it's drying that you can't brush it anymore because the curls won't pop up. But at this point it's fine because it's still very much wet. And then I do both sides, treat them equally. And then once I get all the little knots out, ooh, yes. Now that I brushed it through, I take this and I put it all the way through my hair. I don't like to put a lot of it in my hair because I feel like it makes me greasy. I feel like any product you put in your hair, if you put it in excess, it gets greasy. That's just a way of life. But I put it all the way through. I run my fingers through it to make sure that it gets to every part of the hair. Don't leave any of it out. Moving backwards the way you guys can see. So I run it all the way through to the ends, and I make sure I get the front hairs because that again is where my hair tends to be the driest. It's like right in these front hairs. So I run it all the way through, make sure I get all of it in there, and now I do the other side. Okay, so at this point my hair is getting drier just because air drying does that. So I'm going to stop running my fingers through it. The more you run your fingers through your hair, the less likely the curls stick together. So it creates frizz. The best thing to do with curly hair is just to leave it alone. Just let it do its thing. Now, there are two options for drying. There is a dryer with a diffuser. Diffusers are important for curly hair because if you use a normal dryer, it poofs up. If you use a diffuser, then you can focus on the curls individually and it just spreads it more evenly across the hair, so it works better. But for me personally, I feel like the diffuser takes a lot of time. I use it in times when I am in a rush. If you guys want to know more about how I diffuse, just ask me and I'll make another video. But I usually like to air dry because I can do what I want to do. I can run around and do stuff while it air dries. So I usually don't like my hair down while it air dries because it has stuff, it has product in it, and I don't like product on my skin. It's a personal thing. I usually take a scrunchie. I use a scrunchie specifically because it's less likely to leave a dent in your hair because it's soft. And I put my hair, I flip my hair down like this. Ah! There was a bug in my shoe, now I'm grossed out. Okay, so I flip my hair upside down. And I very, very loosely take the hair tie and I just wrap it around once. That won't hold forever, but it does what it needs to do. The looser you hold your curls together, the more chance it gets to dry while keeping the curl. So it's been a little bit. It's been about I don't know, like 1-2 hours. But here is the final product. Yep. So again, guys, this routine works for my type of curls. Some people have looser curls, some people have more tight curls. So this works for me. It does what I needed to do. If you have any suggestions for my hair care routine, leave it down in the comments. And if you guys want to see anything else, like, leave that down in the comments, and like this video and subscribe.